Providence has provided you great circumstances allowing maximal freedom or some range. And in this we can explore our longings. We can explore our human nature. We have opportunities that people even around the world today have no opportunity to do. It is incredible. But there's going to be a temptation. And the temptations are going to be a number, but I'll just bring up a couple. One temptation will be to be lazy, to squander the opportunities. Just like most kings in history have squandered the incredible freedoms that God gave them. And rather to do incredible business for the king, they did so much business just for themselves, recreating their life. There will be another struggle. And the other struggle is in knowing just what their calling is exactly. You see, they have been given all of this freedom, but this opens up all the possibilities of choices. And so sometimes for individuals who are more like this, we become a bit confused and we struggle with what should I really give myself to? What should I really embark on in my life? And often there's a great unsettledness and uneasiness about what they're called to. And there's also an easiness in, have I squandered my opportunities? Am I really working and sowing the way I should have worked? Like every king, there's always the temptation to squander and to enter into laziness. And so here with lots of freedom comes dizziness. It comes anxiety. It becomes guilt that we're not using our time as we ought. And so my advice is for this person to give yourself to the things that you know you're called to do. All these things that we've talked about, we know we're called to give our life to open to the promise, to the general calls of love. And to open to God seriously in the possibilities. To open to God seriously in the possibilities of what our life can be. To beware of fantasy, but also to be willing to make decisions. In making choices to give our life to a ministry of serving the kingdom, to doing the king's business. Let me give you the prayer project. This prayer project is going to be a little different. I spent about an hour on this. When I teach this at the Institute for Spiritual Formation, I spend usually about 4 hours or 5 hours teaching this. And I give a number of prayer projects over this. So we spent an hour discussing it. I want you to take an hour in a prayer project on this one, because this is so immense. And here's what I would like you to do. For the first 30 minutes of this hour, I would like you to read Luke chapter 11, verse 11 to 27. Read Luke chapter 19, verse 11 to 27. And read Matthew 25, verse 14 to 30. I want you to read those, and I just want you to read those slowly and ponder your life. And I want you to be asking some questions in this 30 minutes. Lord, how have you made me? What am I? What is my allotment according to my nature and ability? What's my allotment according to my nature and ability? And how have I developed them? How have I developed them? What should I be doing with this? Just kind of open to this. And Lord, what do I fear in all of this? Have I feared that you're hard, that you will judge me if I make mistakes? Have I been rash? Have I been tempted to trust in my abilities too much, or have I downplayed my abilities too much? And then what I'd like you to do in this half hour is I want you to sit with Romans chapter 12, verse 3 to 11. I want you to read through that text. And then I'd like you to read through Smith, page 43 to 45. And I just want you to read prayerfully. Which one of those is maybe you, or a couple of them? Or how have you seen those emerge in your life? Teaching, service, mercy. I just want you to open to who you are, your allotment. That's the first half hour. The next 15 minutes, I want you to ask the question, Lord, to what degree right now am I a slave or a king or a queen regarding my circumstances? That is, does my life offer me many freedoms, or is it minimal freedoms? How much freedom do you have to explore? How would you like your circumstances altered? Are you tempted to want them to be altered? I just want you to get a sense of that in your own life. And then the last 15 minutes, I want you to ask, Lord, how much clarity do I really have in my life right now about what I'm called to? How much clarity do I really understand? What are some choices maybe that I've made too rash? Or what are some choices I need to make? Or some places I need to do training or to give myself to ministry? What are some things that I need to kind of commit myself to? And in this vein, I would like you to read Merton's prayer again and Newman's prayer. I want you to read those prayers again. Just as a reminder that God will never cast you out. So I just want you to open to this for an hour, write a page, and then you'll come that next time to discuss it. Let me pray for you. Father, we ask your kindness. We ask you to open our heart to these things. These are so deep. And we who are, especially, we have more freedoms than any people in the history of the world and in other parts of the world even now. Lord, what are we to do with this? Let us not waste our life. And even the parts that we have wasted, the time we've wasted, Lord, you can redeem that even. And so we come to you. We bless you. God, do bless these students. Watch over them all the days of their life.